So, good evening, everyone. Uh, so, so has it been fun attending this Frappeverse? Yes or no? Yes, yes. So, the thing is right. The way I try to present my presentation is I like to have a conversation. If I come here and I say something, maybe I am आ रहा है ना ज्ञान देके जा रहा है, right? So I actually want to have a conversation. So if you understand, say yes. If you don't understand, say no. Okay. So if something feels boring, we can skip it and go to the juicy part, right? So the way it works, right, that I like stories. Do you know why? Because it helps us to connect. Now, if the stories are fun, right, so it makes the things memorable, right? So would you actually like to hear a story of our company, its first project, and the fun I had? Yes? Yes. Okay. So let's start. So I am Rahul Agarwal, software engineer at BWS Studios, and this is the story of how we built something that is an e-commerce for ERPNext, right? So the before going into the story, right, let us see what we built. Then we will go through the things that we did. Fine. So this is actually a demo of our homepage. If you see, right, we have the banners, the typical e-commerce stuff, and yep, okay, and it's stuck. Yeah. So we go back, we search for shoes, and you will see some of the things that you will see. These are the recent searches. And yeah, let's go to the product list page. Here, you will see you have some of the things, that is the categories, some of the brands, and now you can go inside any of the product. Here, you can see the details of the product. But wait, maybe you don't understand it, right? So let's change it to English. See how easily it got changed? Why? Because this actually uses Frappe's inbuilt translations to support RTL languages like Arabic. Now, this is actually flashy stuff, right? To have RTL and all. But if it does not work for your e-commerce, then what's the use? So let us check one of the checkout flows. That is the basic of this. So this is actually one of the checkout flows. So here, right, you select an item, you add it to the shopping bag, go to the cart, and then you proceed to checkout. We have a pickup from store. We will select a location and continue. So we have integrations for Teller and Tabi. Now we will go to the Tabi. We will fill in some information and then we will continue. So it will buffer for a bit, and yeah, we will add some of the OTP. And once this is done, it takes you to the order page. Look at this waiting for approval status. What happens is whenever the transaction is complete, it checks, it waits for the approval, and if the transaction is completed from the tab, it will change it to order receipt. Now let us see what happens behind the scene when this is done. Actually, by the way, this looks great, right? Actually, I made it deliberately because I wanted to show that we also support mobile responsiveness. Yes. So this is actually mobile responsive. So what happens is that is your cart. In the cart, when you click proceed to checkout, a sales quotation is created. Now, when you in the checkout, when you proceed to pay, you pay, and as soon as the payment is successful, a sales order is created. At the same time, email is sent to you stating that your order has been successful. Now, what next? Yeah, so this is the page that we saw. Let's move forward. Now, the part is that the customer's headache is over. But now comes the part for the e-commerce team. Now they have to deliver it and they have to ship the product. So how they will do that? So first of all, what they will do, they will create a delivery note from sales order. Now, once the delivery note is created, right? So they will create it and then submit it. And here, right, if you see, I think, oh, the laser works, fine. So if you see that this one, this status, and we can basically trace it, maybe here, right? So this actually is a custom field that we added, which helps you, which helps actually both the e-commerce team and the customer to locate where the package is. So if we go back, see what happens when we create a delivery note, the status changes to preparing for shipment. If there is a certain doc type, that is RMX shipment, consider it as a shipment doc type. We will go into it a bit later. So once you submit it, the order is changed to ship, and once a sales order is created, the order is completed. Till now, the checkout flow is complete. But what now? Now, once the checkout is complete, maybe you want to return some items, right? So if you want to return some items, maybe we can see how that works. So we ordered 2 items, right? So we want to return, let us say, the first one. So this actually supports partial returns. So I will basically check for reason and then return it. Now, as soon as the return is pressed, it goes to a delivery note. This is actually in draft. Once this is submitted, you will see the order status is reflected here. Let us see. So here, right, it is now received. Now we will refund the sales invoice that was created. Oh no, first is RMX shipment. Okay, so we will create and return RMX shipment because I'll show you why. So basically, this gives you a download label that you put on your package that is used by RMX to track your package. Once that is done, we create a return sales invoice. Okay, that is credit note, and yep, the return sales invoice is created. The order status changes to refund initiated. Let us wait. Yep, the order changes to refund initiated. Now once it is changed, you can go to the sales order and then you can refund the payment. You can either have a partial refund or you can have a full refund. So we will go to the sales order, we will click on refund button, and here you can basically define how much you want to refund. Maybe let us say 140 was the amount that we want to refund. We will put 140 and we will proceed with the refund. Now this is refunded. We can actually check it via the payment entry, and once the payment entry is created, the payment request list is also updated. So we will go to the Tabi payment request list, and yep, the Tabi payment request list. Here if you see, right, we have identified that it was partially refunded, the amount initially paid and the amount we refunded. And if you go back to the website, you can see that this is successfully refunded. Now, so this was actually the complete demo for our app. Now, let us see how we got till here. Okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is how it all started. It all started with actually us getting a lead from Printex Fashion. So by the way, one of the members of Printex Fashion, Sakir Bhai, must be here, and maybe he's in Track 1. So he actually got us the lead from where we started, and we basically where we started this. Now, the goal was simple. They had a client whose each and everything was fragmented. Basically, they had Animo for their store. They had an e-commerce and they had an accounting. All of these things were separate. But they wanted to integrate all of this into a way that the ERPNext becomes the single source of truth. You won't believe that they actually manually reconciled the stocks in the website as well as in the store manually each and every time. And if you think that they had more than 350,000 products, then it was a nightmare for them. So, yeah, that was the state when we started it. Now, once we started, right, we collaborated with your brandmate. So, shout out to Pranjal. So, he created some of the beautiful designs for our app that we use in our app. Okay. So, yeah, these are few of the designs. Now, see if you see in the demo, right, it looks very fluid, right? There are no crashes, nothing, no bugs, and everything works flawlessly. But this was not always the case. See, what happened was when we started development, it was our first project, so we had a loose scoping in mind. We went for the shiny stuff, that we will use something that is crazy and we will do something that will be revolutionary for the world, and then we will start with this. So if you see, right, yeah, the shiny object syndrome. So this brings us to our first challenge. Basically, we had a discussion, and our founder Hussein suggested that we will be using Next.js. Now, Next.js is an library that is written on top of Vue. The thinking was we will have best of both worlds. We will have server rendered apps, we will have the best development experience, and we will integrate it with both. And we did have best of both worlds. We combined the problems of both the worlds into a single app. So the way it was working was we had constant crashes, we were having too much handling, and we were having lot of friction. It was as if we were fighting the stack itself. Now, if you see, right, this is actually few of my excerpts from my diary that I was writing at that point of time, because I could not say it out loud to the client, neither to Hussein. So if you go into it, right, the few things that I would just highlight. The first thing was that I was doing all-nighter every week. The second thing was that I did it. Okay, so let me come down. If you see that I made it stable enough to show them a demo. Now it was crashing in my local, but miraculously it worked on the test server. So what I did was I basically SSH into the test server. I connected an VS Code what you say instance, and then I basically changed it there directly so that they will have something to show. But what now? So then I worked till 2 a.m. in the night to fix it, but it was not enough. They won't budge. Then I again started at 7 a.m. Now, if you see, right, the main problem that we were focusing was we were having loose scoping. So the scope was just to keep on increasing. We were having constant pressure and we were facing unrealistic timelines. To solve this, what we did was we had all of the main people in a single call. We decided that we will have a single scope, and then we freeze the scope by signing it. And that is how we actually made the things manageable for us. So this was one thing. Now I'll show you one more thing that was okay. So this is not working. I'm not sure why. Okay, now it's working. Now this is actually pretty interesting story. So balancing speed and quality. The one of the major problems if you work with people like Hussein is, right. If you want to have something shipped very fast, right, you have to somewhere compromise on the quality. But he will not budge. So I will show you. This is one of my PRs, and if you see the conversation, right, he had made me change the code 21 times. So he would go through the code again and again, highlighting the things. So even if there was one thing that was not right, he would again make me make a PR. I would have to raise a PR and then he would merge it. So yeah, at this point of time, the biggest bottleneck was not the client but Hussein itself. Yeah. So now see, it was actually a great experience also for me because I was either working with speed or quality, but he taught me that it is not speed or quality, but you have to balance it and you have to work with speed and quality. That is what will make you a great developer. So then I started doing that. So yeah, the things were pretty good. Now this is one of the things where we had to brainstorm a bit. So basically we hit limit with the vanilla. So what was happening was that in the yeah, if you see this screen, right, so we have this available colors. This available colors are actually the each and these are actually the attribute values of a template. So suppose I'll try to explain what I mean. In the ERPNext, right, you can either publish a template or you can either publish okay or you can either publish a variant. So you can either publish a sandal template or you can either publish sandal black 6. There is no way to publish sandal black, sandal blue and sandal green, right? But this was something that our client wanted specifically. So what did we do? We created a new data structure, and to implement that data structure we had two doc types. Okay, so yeah, this is actually the representation of what was missing. So this actually in the middle was missing. We either have this or we have this. Okay, now okay, please work. It worked. Okay, so now we created a doc type named style attribute configurator. So what it does is it takes the item template, it takes an item attribute, maybe let us say color. Now it will fetch the template and then it will create separate pages that are published into your app. So if you see, it created 4, and those 4 contains the different what you say details for the pages as well as the sizes. So now if you see this item code, right, this is actually an ERPNext item. The size is actually the size that we see in the website. Now, so this is how we handle it. Now let us see how it got so basically how it made ease of use, how we made it easy for the e-commerce team to use it. So to make them easy, right, so first thing that we did was we made everything configurable. So we created a settings page where each and everything was configurable, right, from cash on delivery COD charges to price list to shipping and returns, basically shipping rule, and most of the things that we used were from the framework itself, right? And yeah, so the next thing that we had was in the communications we created the email templates, so you can basically change it and you can use your own email templates. In the footer we basically added social media links so that the social media links are now again configurable in the footer. The one of the major things that we did was we created bulk action input. So now what the user can do is basically he can go to he can basically create templates, and then on a click of a button, the thing that we did manually, right, everything will be done from here. Item templates will be fetched, and from that the pages will be automatically generated. Okay, But if you think from the perspective of the e-commerce team, right, how will they work? So if they have created the templates, the next thing that they would do is create a bulk image upload. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to add images directly into the web pages. So this is actually works whenever you submit it. And yeah, so once the image is uploaded, you have to publish it. So this gives you a way to publish the variants. And yeah, this is basically, this doc type actually works on the principle of system console. So you cannot submit it, it just works as it is. The other thing is that we created few of the reports so that you can get insight into the system. The first one was item without child attribute variant. What this does is this gives you the analysis of all the items which do not have web pages. The second thing was the items without images. So you can check which all items do not have images, so you can upload them. And the third one, items without stock. This was actually a consolidated report which give you the insights on each and every item, each and every item style, each and every item style that has images, whether they are published, whether they have available quantities and whatnot. So yep, and this was all the things that we did. So in conclusion, we were able to integrate the system with ERPNext, but that was not the only thing. What else we could achieve was that if you see the metrics, right, we were able to decrease the transfer size from 1485 to 630 KB. That was a reduction of more than 50%. If you see the largest contentful paint, right, we decreased it from close to 12 seconds to maybe less than two, something as low as 2 seconds, which made it actually 6 times faster. So yeah, one more thing, I don't think Hussein also knows this, but this is the screenshot from the last night, and they have uploaded close to 201,000 SKUs. The goal is to upload 350,000 SKUs, and after that maybe we will go live. Yeah, so these are all the things that we have done till now. And yeah, so we cannot end the talk without talking about open source. So basically we have made both the apps open source. The Tabi Frappe is actually open source from the day one, but this LS shop is actually open source, but this has very what you say, skewed documentation, so I don't think so you will be able to use it. So I will try to basically add the documentation and the API reference so that it will be usable for you. So yep, so that's basically it. So this is actually the complete story, and I'll see you at Build 2026. Any questions?
Hi.
Hello.
Is it work with a variable product?
Variable product as in?
You have shown the simple product, variable products, which have variables like color, size,
Yeah.
shirt
So
size.
this actually is a variable product. So yes, we do. So what's your question?
Currently, it is
Mhm.
present in the
Yes.
system. Currently, it is present in a system.
Yeah, it is currently present in the system.
Okay. And the filter option, like filter by price, filter by rate.
Yeah. So we actually have filter by size. Okay. So if you go back right, I am not sure. Okay. So this is not working. Uh, yep. So actually, we do have. If you want, right, I can show you later after this event, so that how the filters and everything
Okay.
works.
And the another question is it
Hmm?
used for a multi-vendor?
No.
Currently not.
Oh.
Okay. Are you thinking to develop for that as well?
Maybe not now, but in future, if the requirement arises, definitely we can.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Help.
For the website logo, what was the tech stack? Like, was it a
So the tech stack that we used later was HTML, Tailwind, and for reactivity, right? Because we wanted some kind of reactivity, we used Alpine JS.
of
So
for the primary, right?
yeah, for the front end we were using this, and for the back end we were using Frappe. I no, not with you. It
Hello.
was actually kind of fun, kind of torture, but yeah, it was fun.
Hi, Rahul.
Yeah.
Actually,
Hello.
here. So that does it have replacement options also? Means you showed that refund option, right? But
Yes.
if user want to replace the shoes or something, so replacement option do you have?
So currently,
that?
what you can do is instead of refunding, right? Once you receive, you can create a new delivery note for that. Maybe that will work.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have currently used the default web shop of ERPNext.
Yes. Yes.
And when I'm using or increasing the couple of items, like couple thousand items in website,
Mhm.
so when I have to scale the website, do I just increase the infrastructure, or do I need to reshape the web shop current APIs?
See, if we talk about webshop, right, we are against it. So that's why we built it from scratch. So sorry to say, but actually it was not usable for us. So that's why we did this. But I am not sure if you can. Maybe if you uh, because what you are saying, right, it is actually what we call a scaling by credit, right? If you
Exactly.
basically create more servers, it won't solve your problem, it will just delay it. So actually now some of the code itself, right, in the web shop is not, I don't think it's optimized for that. So maybe you might to have find some replacement for it.
Maybe I'll try this, and if I
Yeah,
need, I'll contact you.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.